allowed me to succeed was I always had fun. You know, I took it very serious no matter what age I was at, but at the end of the day, it was just a lot of fun. My dad and mom both grew up watching and going to hockey games as kids, one in Boston and one in Chicago, and basically just thought for me and my two older brothers it'd be a good thing to do on the weekends and a good way to meet people. And you know, little did they know, or did we know, that it would turn into a career for me and for one of my older brothers. One of the biggest things that's changed in youth hockey today and all youth sports is too much specialization at an early age. It's great for kids to have a chance to play other sports within the hockey season, certainly out of the hockey season in the summer. You know, I would put my skates on on Labor Day, and when the state tournament or the last game was over, I would take them off. Maybe in the summer I would do one camp at best. Some summers, no camps. Now I think there's a lot of kids who love the game and maybe play a little bit too much. You know, it's spring hockey, fall hockey, winter hockey, you know, camps all summer. At such a young age, I think that's, you know, you're playing a little bit of fire there for burning a young player out. The game is always evolving, always changing. There's plays and moves now that you see, whether it's a high school game, a college game, a junior game, or an NHL game, that you didn't see 10 years ago. I had heard about the American development model and the Mite cross-ice rules before I got into Mite hockey, when I was still playing in the NHL. And having coached now for 2 years in 2 different states, New York and Connecticut, I think it's an absolute perfect model for mites. You know, I think the cross-ice hockey is fantastic for every single mite I've seen, whether it's a mature big mite who can skate and shoot almost like a squirt, or a beginner mite who might be smaller and have trouble getting up and down the ice. I think hockey at its basic element is small area games, you know, one-on-one, two-on-two battles in all 3 zones, in defensive zone, neutral zone, offensive zone. You know, and why not give these kids at such a young age a head start on that by having them play in small areas. You know, our organization, the Greenwich Skating Club, my team played out of Chelsea Piers, Connecticut this fall and this winter, and they ran an absolute fantastic cross-ice league for us with real boards, rounded corners, scoreboards, a buzzer going off. You couldn't tell it was a cross-ice game. It felt like a real game. So I think that the biggest thing is, if you're going to do it and the rules are what they are and you technically have to do it, you know, take ownership in it. If you're in an organization, get the right boards if you could do it. You know, get little scoreboards for the kids so they feel like they're in a real game. You know, do it the right way so everyone has enjoyment out of it and everyone leaves the rink, you know, thinking positive things about it. If you're not a fan of cross ice, and certainly there's a lot of people who aren't, you know, I think you just take a look at the current successful crop of American NHLers. You know, Patrick Kane, Zach Parise, Ryan Callahan. You know, what do they do better than their counterparts? They excel in tight areas. Patrick Kane probably could stick handle around you in a phone booth. You know, Callahan, you get in the corner with him, he's probably coming out with the puck. Parise has so much skill through the neutral zone, making moves, making plays. And in a cross-ice game with mites, that is what you get for the whole 50-minute game or 40-minute game. All these small area battles that you're going to have to be able to do to excel like a Patrick Kane or like a Ryan Callahan in the NHL. And even getting away from NHL, which is such a long shot for every player in America, just to excel at peewees and midgets and bantams and maybe make your high school team or make a junior team in the USHL, you're going to have to do these things well that we're being taught to teach our kids in Mite hockey.